welcome to our zombie-killing CT. I'm Owen Rust, Captain General of Zest. Joining me, Dr. Matthew Gordon-Pabilski, Director of Zest, and Brett M. Wolf, the one and only Director of Research and Development. I'm here to spend the next 30 minutes educating you on how to stay alive when the living dead threaten your very survival and the survival of everybody here at the ranch. Well, the modern zombie, created in Russia, has been around for the last 50 years. Other forms of zombies have been around for the last century, roaming throughout these hills, reanimating, killing people, and adding them to their ever-growing numbers. So, if you want to learn how to stay safe, protect yourself, protect the ranch, and more importantly, protect America, I want you to take careful notes and put to memory everything that you've seen here tonight. It's not what you do right now, but what you do in the next few weeks, learning to become more effective, more efficient, and more vicious zombie killer that determines your worth as an American citizen and as a member of the staff on this ranch. Gentlemen, we have work to do.
The zombie menace first started in Russia, land of communism. Soviet scientists working in top-secret satanic labs developed a blood-borne pathogen that rapidly kills and reanimates human tissue. The newly formed Walking Dead could wreak havoc, so they extracted the virus, packed it into specially designed ballistic rockets and jet fighter planes so it could be delivered to innocent American soil. The zombie virus settled over America, where it collected into our great country's lower regions and infected the seedier, destructive elements of our God-loving society. But
Have you heard about the zombies we have running around Philmont's backcountry? They're trying to keep it on the hush-hush, and they're trying to warn every incoming crew about what's going on out there. So just so they have an idea before their ranger kind of breaks the news to them.
Yeah, well, I did see some guy with a scary face.
Some guy with a scary face. That's definitely a big sign for all you people out there. Scary face, that's probably about a 20% chance that they are a member of the living dead.
This guy had bugs crawling all over his face, and he lied.
Usually by the time I see the bugs on the face, I pretty much made my decision. I go ahead and take them out. As you can see here, the 2002 zombie epidemic. We lost a lot of good men that year. Actually, we lost all the good men that year. There's a reason you won't find anybody here at the ranch who worked here before 2003. This, ladies and gentlemen, is that reason why. It's the reason we train hard, we practice hard, we fight hard, we kill zombies hard. Because there is no alternative. We do not want another 2002. As you can see here, based on the progression, it was a big breakout. Crews everywhere from 6 Mile Gate all the way up through Dan Beard up into the Wall were infected. We fought as hard as we could, but as you can see from the progression, we couldn't stop them. In fact, crews that came back, they only had 1 or 2 people make it. They said you could hear the screams for miles. That is why we train 2 weeks a month, 2 months a year, so that every summer we make sure you stay safe. I'm here with Mark Anderson, Director of Program at Philmont Scout Ranch. Mr. Anderson, pleased to meet you.
Oh, good to see you. Nice to see you, Owen. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by.
No problem. I just have a few questions about Philmont's zombie problem, as you're well aware. First of all, how many years have you held the position of Director of Program here at the ranch?
I've been here 11 years.
11 years. And during that time, what's been your most harrowing experience with the living dead?
Well, there have been numerous ones, and usually in most every area of the ranch. I tend to call this summer the extreme year of zombies here at the ranch, and prepared to attack. I'm always listening for the latest call-in of zombie efforts, and I'm always ready with the appropriate equipment for zombie activities or living dead. Not sure exactly what's out there.
I'm here with Jedediah Higgins, a veteran zombie hunter who's born in the year 1911. Now, in 1924, at the age of 13, Mr. O'Higgins was a survivor of the great infamous Baldy Town zombie epidemic. Currently, everybody knows Baldy Town's a staff camp at Philmont Scout Ranch. But back in the 20s, it was a bustling town for miners, set right in the heart of Baldy Mountain. Mr. Higgins, would you mind letting us know a little bit about what it was like? What was your most terrifying moment during that epidemic?
Oh, yes. Yes, I will. I suppose the worst part was when my pappy came at me. And he was all slobbering and drooling, and he had the shakes, and I couldn't tell what was wrong. But he was being all aggressive towards me, and then I'd do what any strapping young lad of 15 to do. I grabbed the nearest axe and chopped his head off. It was horrible.
You see, zombies act and look like mindless, selfish, and disgusting beasts. And they have a distinct lack of hygiene and fashion which can differentiate them from the normal living people, not the living dead. So if you have someone with a single obsession of eating human flesh, you might have a big chance that they are a member of the living dead. So if you walk around Ranger Tent City, which we're currently located, and you see someone who smells foul, has a lack of hygiene, shaggy clothing, drooling on themselves, and has an obsession to eat flesh, you might have a zombie.
How did you escape from Baldy Town?
They was crawling all over the place. They was everywhere. So what I did, I hid behind some rocks and some boulders, made my ways around Baldy Mountain. And on the back of it, there's an old mining cart and a mining shaft. Leads all the way down to what's now known as Eagle's Nest. So I jumped in there and I was bashing zombies left and right, and hitting their heads off and smashing them, yeah.
Escaping from a zombie horde is a tricky ordeal indeed. Whereas with bears and mountain lions, you're taught one set of directives. With a bear, you're taught to fight back, stand your ground. The same with a mountain lion. With zombies, however, the situation's a bit more tricky. With zombies, you may be heavily outnumbered. Well, a skilled zombie killer, or a zombie hunter, or even an elite member of Zest may be able to take on 3 or 4 zombies at one time. When you have up to a dozen of the living dead coming to rip out your flesh, the situation becomes a bit more dire. You have to make quick decisions, whether or not to stay and fight, or whether or not to flee. Oftentimes, escaping from a full-fledged epidemic requires numerous instances of both fighting and fleeing. What you're going to want to do, as soon as a zombie approaches your campsite, if you have fewer than 3 zombies, especially if they're slow-moving, using a few of the things you brought with you in your backpack, such as a mag light, you may be able to inflict enough damage to stand your ground and fight off the members of the living dead. As more arrive, however, you're going to want to utilize your cardiovascular skills, and you're going to want to use your legs and take off running. You want to run in a zigzag pattern. Zombies, due to their diminished mental capacity, have difficulty tracking. Therefore, if you zigzag, especially between trees, you have a chance of losing them.